year is 1977, and we are going to discuss Breaker Breaker. My name is Brian Lee. To my left,
Bran.
to my right,
Truthfully.
Bran. What is the synopsis for Breaker Breaker from 1977, starring Chuck Norris?
Truck driver searches for his brother who has disappeared in a town run by a corrupt judge.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Bran, do you recommend Breaker Breaker?
I do not recommend Breaker Breaker.
Brian, do you recommend Breaker Breaker?
I think I do.
No, it's fine.
Christopher?
I'm kind of on the fence. There's definitely some good parts to it, but I feel like if you want a trucker movie, I would do like
Thunder Run?
yeah, Thunder Run and Rolling Vengeance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of on the fence because the beginning half I really like, but then like the last 30 minutes really dragged on.
Yeah.
It's only an hour and 24.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's not a bad length of a movie, but yeah, like the last 30, it just really kind of drags on.
It's like they stopped like writing the story. Like the plot didn't really work very well.
Right.
Well, so yeah, because like kind of in the first half, it's almost like a shitty over the top. Because it's
Right.
like Chuck Norris trying to connect with his younger brother.
Yes.
Okay. He arm wrestles and he's the champion, but they don't explain that at all.
Right.
Yeah. So like for the first half, I was like, oh, it's just over the top, but Chuck Norris. But then, yeah, the whole second half is just like this corrupt town that
Yeah.
they don't like truckers or they don't like people.
They don't like outsiders.
Okay.
That was what I was kind
Yeah.
of getting from it. Texas, right? Texas City?
California.
Texas City, California. Yeah. That whole scene where, you know, Chuck Norris is at the truck stop with his buddy with the fucking crazy eyes.
Yeah. Who's from Twin Peaks?
Oh. Still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's still good.
Yeah, like they're talking and like the one guy's like, yeah, I got $10 on you. And then like here comes like this big bald guy with a
Yeah.
mustache with the see-through t-shirt and then his buddy with a pirate hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
At 11:10. Yeah, that was. I think that was probably my favorite part of the whole movie.
There
Just the
was-
guy walking with a pirate hat.
There's a few see-through shirts in this movie.
Yes.
Hey,
It's hot out there.
yeah. Part of the times, you think? 70s? I have no idea.
And then also like at 15 minutes, like when they're placing bets, like there's some guy like in a chef's hat. And I'm like, I guess everyone just wears whatever the fuck they want for hats.
It reminded me of that one movie where the
Too
guy
many
was-
hats?
Yeah. Remember where the guy was dressed up as a Native American and called him Chief?
Chief, Umberto, come here. You know where that new gallery, that Japanese gallery is on 3rd and Broadway?
Yeah.
So the younger brother, you know, they decide that, you know, he's going to do his first solo run as a trucker.
Yeah.
And he's you know, trucking, frozen TV dinners.
Yep.
Shelley's, I believe.
Good for your belly.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
And, you know, he's going and then he's on the CB. He's like, hey, I think I might be overweight. You know, where should I go? Like, well, take the side road. And it turns out to be one of the cops from the Crooked City.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's where they pull him over, they impound his truck and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then he's in court or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Flipped out.
right. It's so much so that he jumps through a window.
Right.
Yeah. So this might be the only movie I can think of where a character dives through a window and actually gets cut up.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
okay, movie.
Yeah. It was very weird because they showed the other family, you know, having to pay and everything, and they just paid and like left.
Right.
So it was
Yeah.
like, why did
Well, the cop punches the husband.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my
That's
God.
right.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it was really funny though, because like, you know, when they're chasing like the brother like through the town and they finally corner him and like it's like against this fence, but like the brother's laying down like super seductively.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was like 21 minutes in, and I'm like, why is he laying down like that? And like,
You're gonna get me? Bad boys.
what you gonna do?
Oh yeah. The arm wrestling part that you
Yeah.
mentioned. So somebody knocks into somebody,
Yeah.
and it gets all messed up.
It just turns into a Wild West fight.
Yes,
Like
the bald guy. I think it's at 19, almost exact. The bald guy's the first one to throw the punch. You see, after he throws it, he just like stands there for like a good like 15 seconds.
I did my job.
It's really because he just kind of is looking around, like waiting for his like next scene to do.
Yeah.
like no one told him. Oh no, that's your scene
Yeah.
now. You have to go
Yeah.
up. Yeah, and you'll see during that part, there's a few people like that.
Yeah.
that kind of just get hit and they just stand there like I don't know what else to do.
How do we feel about Chuck Norris's van?
Oh, the van is awesome.
It's a pretty great van.
It's the best part of this movie, probably.
That's a pretty great van.
Yeah, it's a
And-
Ford.
Quadravan.
It's a Ford Quadravan with a huge eagle on the side.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The thing goes up.
It goes up hills really well.
Yeah, really well.
Which, if you need to outrun the police, just go up a hill.
Yeah, right.
apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the more we talk about it, the more I don't like this movie.
Yeah. It's. I wrote down at 43:05. Some guy just yells, "Oh shit!"
So Chuck Norris is running away, and also at around the 43 mark, he punches a dude right in the nuts.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
that scene to where he's essentially kicking half the town's ass.
Yeah.
So like when that all gets started, because they're at City Hall. Oh, they're
Yeah.
at City Hall, and he walks in.
Chuck
Right?
Norris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're like the tents,
Oh yeah, because they're having a town meeting. They're like, "Oh, moonshine is up and whatever.
Right.
We're getting scrap metal."
Yeah.
And then Chuck Norris walks in. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"I don't care about that."
Right.
Yeah.
It's like 40 minutes in, and Chuck Norris is
That's
like,
right.
nope.
Yep.
And then he starts just kicking everyone's ass. But there's this guy in a red shirt and red suspenders. He kicks the fuck out of dude. Like he probably really hurt him. Like,
wow.
It's I always reference it, but like when that person gets hit by the car in that one movie. Like he kicked the shit out of that guy. I'm like, what the fuck? And then that guy shows up again later, and then he gets his ass beat again.
So he beats up half the town, and then did he get away? And then he goes back and gets captured.
Well, we got to remember that he's shacking up with the.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. It's like I think about that last half.
So actually, I watched this movie twice
Ew.
because I watched it once, and then like realized halfway through like, oh, I'm not taking notes. So I just finished it, not taking notes, and then I watched it again, took notes. I didn't realize the wife that Chuck Norris, or the woman that Chuck Norris shacks up with, is the judge's daughter.
What? I didn't get
I
that
had,
at
I had
all.
no idea.
Because obviously that woman has a son.
Right.
And the judge says something like, "Oh, you can't do that with my grandson." I was like, "Oh, that's
I didn't
yeah."
even.
It's literally like one line in
Wow.
the movie that like describes that relationship. I just feel like all the characters in this are super one-dimensional.
Yeah.
It's like the judge, he's drunk. The police sergeant, he's just crooked. Like, it's just, everyone's very. There's no like depth to anything.
Nothing.
How do we feel about the gentleman playing the role of the mentally handicapped person?
So I recently watched Lawnmower Man.
I'm talking about Lawnmower Man.
Kind of reminds me of that
Yeah.
acting of Jeff
See,
Fahey playing Lawnmower Man.
It makes me think of Tropic Thunder.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster.
I mean, none of the acting is good. In
No.
this.
No.
What caught me off guard though was the brother shooting him
Yeah.
at the end. That was because the movie there was like nothing like that in the movie.
No.
And it's like they threw something in to like try to like maybe like tug at your heartstrings or something.
was that the only gun in the whole movie?
There were a couple guns pulled on Chuck, but he would
But no one ever
shot
no
him.
one ever shot.
Yeah.
No. Because and Chuck Norris, he got shot in the stomach too.
He did.
Yeah.
And he was like kicking ass like the rest of the movie. Like,
Right.
there was a part where
Well,
like his like shirt
'cause-
was lifted up and you saw his stomach and it was fine.
Right.
Well, that and we can't forget he meditated mid-fight.
Yes.
So that's how he won.
Yes.
Yeah.
The woman finds the abandoned police car with her son in it.
Yeah.
Because like the car's been there long enough to where weeds are growing
Yeah,
on it.
yes.
But the son's been back there and it still works.
Yeah.
She's like starts calling all the truckers and all the truck. And it's funny
Dude,
too.
I wrote down a line. Oh.
Right, because like she's like calling the truckers.
Yeah.
They're like, "You want to get on this?" But it's funny because like they show the truck and then like the radio response, but they don't ever show the truckers.
No,
so it's
no.
like the trucks are talking.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
like,
they tell
I
you
want to
time.
get on some of that go-go.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because really, it's 'cause it very much feels like it's just stock footage of trucks.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, now that you say that, like, yeah, how like it wouldn't have been expensive to just show someone in a truck cab
Yep.
talking on a CB. Like
Right.
that's not expensive.
you would have thought that this movie would have learned from like Thunderball, which I think Thunderball was before this. I don't know. But the whole ending fight in the horse
yeah.
ring,
Yeah.
it's in slow motion. Why the fuck would you put a whole fight in slow motion?
Well, that and it would like cut between the horse and the
Yeah.
fight and the horse, and it's like they were trying to like say Chuck Norris is really the horse because they cut
didn't
to it
get
at
that.
the end of it jumping over and they like a freeze frame on it.
Did you guys think that was the end?
I
when
did,
it-
yes. I'm
yeah.
just like, that's the end. A horse jump freeze frame.
Yeah. And it basically is.
Right. Yeah,
Because the rest of the
basically.
movie is just like random footage of like half buildings burning down.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that- and then the credits are just truckers talking to each
Yeah.
other,
yeah.
which that was probably the most enjoyable part.
I like how he's walking away and it's like, God,
Yeah.
you son of a
And that's in slow
bitch."
motion, too.
Yeah.
Like-
He just runs back and I'm like, oh, I'm going to kick him in the chest.
Yeah.
And like, and that final kick is so like anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like being a Chuck Norris movie, you almost expect the guy to like explode or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. He kicks him in half.
Or just
Yeah.
kick his head off.
yeah,
Yeah,
something.
anything.
Yeah,
But
no.
just like, yeah, he kicks him, he just like falls down.
Yeah, that's it.
There's a lot of weird. I'm just gonna say like man-on-man hugging.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
When Chuck Norris saves his
Yeah.
brother,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
it was.
it lasts a little bit longer
Yeah.
than it should.
Yeah.
And like when he first finds him, he's like rubbing like the side of
Yeah.
his face. Like it's
Oh no,
Yeah.
no problem, bro.
yeah, it's a little odd.
Yeah. So yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah, it was a stinker. I was hoping for better, but
Yeah. Now that we have talked about Breaker, Bran, do you recommend it?
I do not.
Brian, do you recommend it?
Yeah, I guess I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. The van is sweet, but
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, just a couple nice, funny things, nice things. But,
Yeah. A little piece of trivia. Norris said he was paid $5,000 to do the film. I didn't know anything when I made that movie, said Norris. We shot it in just 11 days.
Oh,
wow.
But it was amazing, and people loved it anyway. It's a down-home kind of movie. It's still my dad's favorite.
what? Charles, I love that trucker movie. I don't know why. He's like,
Why don't you make more like Breaker? Dad, when you become British?
I think I'll do it for this episode.
yes.
Sounds good.
For this time, until next time.
Good journey.
Thanks for checking out the episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And to get the heads up on new episodes, hit the notification bell.